name is Susan. This is Revive DIY and Upcycle Designs. I'm happy to have you here with me in the craft room. I want to show you a kind of cool technique that I just recently learned that you might want to try out. So come on in and join me. The transfer that we are going to be featuring tonight, I got this pulled out now, but the transfer we're going to feature tonight, I am going to start working on. This is a big project that I want to do for my daughter and send to her. But I'm going to start on it tonight. But look at this fabulous transfer. If you like Halloween, if you just like apothecary type things, you're going to love this transfer. It's pretty cool. It's got all these different elements. Look at how many transferred. How many designs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things on this one transfer. And it is called Apothecary Cabinet. And there's lots of cool things you can do with these. First of all, we have the transfer, but guess what? We also have cutouts that go with it. So if you guys are new here, you may not know what I'm talking about. Click on the link and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about, the featured link or the link in comments, and you'll be able to see the cutouts yourself. But basically, we've done chalkable shapes, which means you can chalk these designs directly onto a shape that is cut out to fit with it. So it's, let's see, it looks like it's the shapes for this, and this bottle, okay? Because these are kind of different. But it's shapes that go along with it, and those are available. They also have, if I'm not mistaken, it had a digital file. So you could purchase a corresponding digital file and download it and then cut out your own shapes based off this transfer to use with this transfer. Now tonight I'm not going to do this yet because I need to look through my stash and see what kind of surface I want to use for the nice long sign. But I am going to use a couple of these, not all of them, but we are going to use a couple of them. Looks like we have one that says Toadstool Tonic, moth wing powder. There's some like a snake and a skull. I guess that's venom. Spider venom oil, deadly, unfiltered. And then there's Ever-Seeing Oracle Eye Elixir, almost expired crushed bone, extra crispy. Oh, yuck. Anyway, I think we're just going to do some of these transfers for tonight, and I'm going to save these to use in another way at another time. So I just want to show you this technique with at least a couple of them because I think you guys are you're gonna like it and you might want to try it out. So real quick, let me just get my transfer prepped. I like to mark on the front part of my transfer because our transfers are reusable and you wash them. And when I go to dry them, you dry them with the sticky side up, and I like to know what's the front and what's the back, just in case I'm in a rush, which is normal, what I'm normally in. So let's see here. I think we're gonna do, this is gonna be fun, y'all. I think maybe we'll just do these two tonight, and then I'll do a couple of the other ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these transfers out, and then now, if you have questions about anything I'm doing today, see if I'm cut out. If you have questions about anything I'm doing today, please feel free, or any of the products I'm using, feel free to ask in comments or send me a message. I am going to go ahead and take these two transfers that we're going to work with, that I'm going to show you this example with, and I am going to put them over here. So this is basically kind of like step one of this project. This is not we're not going to finish the whole project process tonight, but this is going to be step one that I wanted to share with you guys in case you want to try it out. So what do I have here? So I've got my transfer. You can use any transfer you want. It doesn't have to be an apothecary one. I'm just showing you it as an example. It could be any Halloween one. It could be any Christmas one. It can be any one, everyday one. Whatever you want to use, you can use. But I'm going to go ahead and put them on my fuzzing cloth because we're going to be fuzzing them. The other items that you're going to need is a piece of paper. So just a piece of regular copy paper will work fine. Or you can use scrapbook paper. If I had taken more time and it was easier for me to get to right now, which I don't feel like it is, I could have grabbed a cool piece of scrapbook paper to use with this project as well. And I may do that on a couple of the other ones. But you're going to want a piece of paper of some type. Just regular paper, not our chalk suede. a piece of either copy paper. You could use notebook paper. I think it would be really cool to use a book, a page from a book. And I wonder if I have one up here. Maybe I could do that. Let me see something, guys. I do have a couple books up here that I use. I don't know if you guys ever do that, but I will buy books from like the Dollar Tree or yeah, I'll get it out in a minute, a thrift store, just to use the book as a background. So, you know, I could very easily use probably one of these pages too, because it just needs to have a little bit of writing on it. I don't know if this is appropriate because these books are like old devotionals, I think. Guidepost. Let's see. We'll just grab one of these out of here. We'll just tear one page out just because I want to show you. We can do it on a couple different ones. But find a book. Maybe if it's a book that has specific writing on it, or even like that doesn't have really good writing, or if you have one of our transfers that has writing in the background, that would be super cool too, that you could do the transfer on it first and then do this. It's just an idea. Anyway, you need some paper. Now, since we're working with paper and transfers, we need some surface wax, okay? I did include that in the cart link for you guys, surface wax and a little applicator. So we're definitely gonna need those. You're also gonna need some chalk paste. Pick out whatever colors you want. I included in the cart link our spooky collection. It's a 6-pack of singles, but I have these colors out from last night that I used. I'm gonna go ahead and keep them out and use them again. Whatever colors you wanna use. I also grabbed some of my distress ink. I have, you know, some of these little ones. It was like a 4-pack of a couple different colors. So I have that. You're going to need some parchment paper. Again, why do we need all these things, Susan? You're going to see. Now, you're going to need some kind of container to catch something in or to store something in. So I just happen to have this little cute little bowl that's going to work perfectly. You're going to need a candle of some kind. It does not need to be a fancy candle. It can be whatever candles you have at the house, or you can pick up at the wherever you can get it inexpensively. But I would suggest going with the clear or the white or a cream color. Don't use a dark color candle. I have not tried that with this technique yet, so don't do that. But some kind of candle. I happen to have a couple of these, so I thought I'd grab those. And then something to make some shavings from the candles. A pair of scissors, a normal pair of scissors will work fine. We're gonna try that, but I told you guys, I have this little gadget, this little kitchen gadget. I never used it. I couldn't even tell you how long it's been since I've had it. So what I'm thinking is, we're gonna use it. That's what I'm thinking. We're gonna use it in the craft room because, you know, why not? So, let's see, how does it work? How does it work? I probably should look at, I don't know, I want to try it out, just to try it out. Oh, I see. I guess you would put, I guess I could look at the directions, y'all, or at least the picture to see how they do it, see if it shows. No, it doesn't. I don't have any idea what this is for. Oh, okay, I see. I see. It's to hold on to your little, oh, how cute. Okay, so we may or may not use that. I just think it was, I thought it looked like it would be a fun, like what would that be? I guess when you're doing an egg, maybe? Yeah, separating an egg, that's what that piece is for. And then there's a couple different kinds of graters in there. So, I mean, you know, it's super fun. We're just going to play around. We're going to play. That's what crafting is. This is craft therapy. We're going to play around a little bit. I'm going to show you a new technique. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, and then we're going to set it aside, is I've already prepared my transfers. I've got them over here on my fuzzing cloth because I got to make sure I get some of that stickiness off because we're working with paper. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to just use half of it. Doesn't have to be torn well. I'm just going to use half of my paper. And we are going to wax these with my surface wax, okay? Because we're going to be using our transfers on it. You can use our transfers on paper, any kind of paper. I plan on starting to use them scrapbooking once I move and get settled in. So you can use them on any kind of paper, and you can use the transfers in your scrapbooks or on cards, stuff like that. So I am just going to put a layer of wax on all of this paper wherever I think my transfer is going to be, because I need to protect my back of my transfer because they're sticky. They are like big stickers, and I want to make sure that I don't pull any of the paper up or tear the paper or the paper stick to the back of my transfer. So I am covering all of this with a little bit of wax to protect it. Okay, so that's all I'm doing right now. And then I'm just going to buff it, make sure I've got no clumps. And I'm doing the whole page just because I may end up using more than one part of it. Who knows? So I'm going to do both of them. I got wax under my fingernail. My nails have gotten too long again, and I haven't had time to go get them done. It's time again. You guys, I just realized this morning or yesterday evening that I only have a month left in this house before everything's gone. And that's crazy. I've been so focused on what I had to do next, what I had to do next, what I had to do next, and trying to get everything straight for the new house, which happens even sooner. That happens on the 16th, Lord willing. The rate things are going, I don't even know if that's true. I swear I don't know why everything is so difficult getting people to do their side of the job. But anyway, that's happening sooner. But this house, I'm only in here for another less than a month. By the 26th is the day that we're cleaning it. So okay, so I just covered that whole piece with surface wax as well. So now my paper's ready to take my transfers. Okay. Oh, I don't like how that makes my fingers feel, y'all. That wax on there. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is set that aside for just a second before we come back to that. What we are going to do is I'm going to show you two different ways that you can, I don't think I need this right now, two different ways that you can use, that you can prepare what you're going to need. We are basically going to be creating waxed paper designs. That's what we're doing. That's my goal. So what I need to do is I can do one of two things. I can either take like just a little pair of scissors like this and make little shavings, little wax shavings. I guess I didn't need to. That's all right. I need another one up here in my craft room anyway if I'm going to be doing this kind of stuff and finishing this project. But I need wax shavings. That's what I need, okay? So you can definitely do that with a pair of scissors. Can you see what I've got going on in there? And some kind of little container to put it in, okay? To hold it in until you're ready to use it. Put that up. Now, I just thought it might be a little faster if we use this little grater. Since I did not do it ahead of time. I wanted to show you guys the process. So I'm sure you could probably find something like this at the Dollar Tree. Shoot, you could probably even find like maybe one of those little pedicure files, the grater kind of little pedicure thing at the dollar store if you wanted to, or just use your, now look, I'm trying not to get the wick that's in there, so I need to kind of keep working on the sides, or just use your scissors. But you might want to do this ahead of time. And I'm going to do a good amount because it's not going to go bad, and I can use it for the next projects that I'm going to do with this kind of technique. This is going to be really cool for Christmas ideas as well, but I wanted to show it to you using this first. I'm going to show it to you using, and I kind of got to quiz my daughter and say, hey, how do you want, because, you know, I'm doing this project with her in mind to send it to her. So I need to find out whether she wants, like, I was thinking it would be fun to almost do like a little garland with the different bottles that maybe hung from the bottom of a sign that said apothecary on it. Almost kind of like a garland, like I said. But Then again, I think it would be super fun to do bottles with it attached to it. So, and I have been saving some bottles and some jars. That's what I would suggest for you guys if you're doing any kind of project. You know, save some of that stuff and put it in the craft room for projects. Because you never know when you're going to need it. You know, when you go to rinse it out and recycle it, don't recycle it. Recycle it to your craft room. Guys, I look at the wax that's everywhere. I am not sure how much I'm going to need. Probably more than that. And it really probably depends how much you want. But do you see? I've got a good amount right there. I'm going to keep going a little bit. I'm just trying to be careful of my wick. I don't want to get that. If you're using a pair of scissors, you're not going to get the wick, obviously. This little grater is just kind of doing it quicker. And I suppose it wouldn't even hurt if you did it with a little bit bigger cut. I don't think they have to be really, really fine. It's just you do need pieces of wax like this instead of so see, I have a bunch of wax there. And again, if you would rather use it's just a little time consuming if you're using scissors to scrape it. But you guys get the idea, right? Okay, that should be enough for us to get started with. Anyway, all right. So I'm gonna set that aside. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do is bring my paper back, okay? And I've got my transfers here. I'm gonna fuzz them. What that means is I am making sure that they're not super duper sticky since I'm putting them on paper, okay? So, I don't know, 7 or 8 times maybe a piece. This one's cool because, now if you're gonna do this on the actual cutouts that you can purchase to go along with this transfer, you're not gonna use this technique. You're not gonna wanna use it. Hey Nellie, thanks for joining me. But if you're not gonna do it on the cutouts, then this is another alternative. Or if you want a couple variety of things, this is a fun alternative, okay? So I have fuzzed both of those, and now I am going to put it on my my paper that I have waxed, okay? And I'm just gonna lay it down anywhere. Actually gonna come up here a little bit because I'm gonna try to tear it after the fact to make it look kind of rough. The whole idea is we're kind of making it antique-y looking. And it's great to see you, Nellie. All right, kind of making it antique-y looking. And then let's see. So I have put it on this waxed paper. Okay, I've made the paper wax beforehand, but we're gonna make it into something super cool. Okay, so I have both of those ready to go. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my chalk paste that I've chosen. I just had these out from last night, so we're just gonna use the same thing. Actually, for toadstool, I feel like we should use the green, and then for the moth wing, we'll use this month's color of the month that is sold out, Superstitious. All right, I still haven't cleaned the lid, so hang on for me. We're gonna get all the good stuff off of here. You don't want to waste any. Don't want to waste any. All right, I'm gonna grab a squeegee. Get this right off of here. Put any extra back in my jar because I don't want to waste it. And it won't take much. Okay. Isn't that a gorgeous color, you guys? Oh my gosh, that is so gorgeous. Now the color pack that I included in the cart link does not have these colors in it. It just has our like Halloween pack in it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. And right now you might be saying, well, it's not really that different. You know, what's so different about it? Right now, this technique is exactly like what you would do to chalk on paper. You would wax your paper, you would fuzz your transfer, you would apply your chalk paste. That's no different. But what we're going to do to it afterwards is what's going to be the cool thing that you may have not seen. Okay, so I'm just putting it on here all the way and then making sure I pull off any extra and put it back in the jar. I haven't even, that's brand new, last night. Okay, so I've covered the whole thing. We're gonna pull it off. Of course, this is the fun part, peel and reveal. And look at that beauty, right? This is what you would normally do when you were chalking on paper. Okay, sorry. I was reading a text from my hubby. Okay, cool. He's already got dinner. I had told him I'd fix dinner after I was done. He's already got dinner taken care of. Woohoo! I love it. Okay, let's get another squeegee. We're gonna set this over here and let it dry. Okay, let that dry. And actually, we're gonna hit it with the dryer in a minute too. All right, guys. I'm just gonna do a couple of them tonight to show you. This is Take Note, another great color. And I mean, it looks like poison, right? It looks like poison. All right, I'm gonna do it. And again, you can get any kind of book, or you could do a background yourself. You could take the regular paper and do a background from, we have a Halloween transfer that actually has like a spell book background. I don't like to do that kind of stuff, so that's not what I'm using. I'm actually using a devotional, an old devotional, you guys. I'm not even sure it's considered a devotional, but still, it's not mine. It was something I got from a thrift store for decoration. But you could use that. You could do, we have a couple other transfers that have backgrounds. You could do that in the back. I think that would be fun. We have, like, our butterfly one has words, a script down there you can't even read. Okay, so I've just done this on a book page. Not sure how well it's going to show up because this is a, see, but I did try to do green. I can always do it again, guys. It's just paper. It's just paper. Actually, should I do it on the other one too so y'all can see? Oh, I didn't wax. I don't think that'll fit. I don't think it's going to fit. We're just going to do it on this one. It'll be fine. You guys are going to get the idea. I just really want to show you the technique. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to move this for a second so it doesn't get blown around. First thing I'm going to do is take my air dryer, my little air dryer, and we're going to dry our chalk paste because we want it to be nice and dry before we start messing with it. We're getting ready to do something super fun. We're going to make this look old. And this shouldn't take very long to dry because it's just chalk paste. But you do want it dry all the way. And in fact, that feels about dry right now. This one is not as easy to see. I did think about doing it in the purple. I think it would have showed up better in the purple, but it's okay. It's okay. We're just going to roll with it for right now. We're going to roll it with it for right now. So now they're dry, and what I'm going to do next is we're going to grunge it up a little bit. So I have these little mini distressing, it's a pack of distressing ink. It's a black soot, walnut stain, because I don't do it a lot, but I do like to have excess. That's antique linen. I don't think that would be a good one. You couldn't see it. And then that one is vintage photo. So you could do it whichever color you want. I think the black might be better on here, but we're just going to kind of grunge it up a little bit, because we want it to look kind of worn. Now what you can also do for this, guys, if you would like, is you can take some of your chalk paste and paint around the edge. Now see, that's actually making it show up a little bit better. So we've got a little green. That was a good idea. And we've got a little black. Okay. The other thing you can do is, let me show you. I didn't do that. I didn't pull out the stuff to do that, but you could take a little tiny bit of your chalk paste, like, hang on a second, guys. Let me get my black. I think I have a black up here, if I'm not mistaken. Just old chalk paste that was almost running out. Maybe not. Thought I did. Thought I did. Oh, shoot. I'm not finding it. I thought I had two old pastes that I was just using the inside of it for paint. Let's see. So you could, let's just do it with this. Let's just do it with this just to see. Okay, so you could even take something like your gold, like your shimmer gold, or a brown, or a black, or something like that, and wet it, and get a little brush. Try to make it a little like a paint here, okay? I did use distilled water, if you noticed. Distilled water to get that going. I might have to grab some from in there because it's not doing much. And then just kind of, yeah, it definitely needs some black to it too. It's just not picking it up. You could do that to make it look kind of grungy. Not too much now, because you don't want to reactivate your chalk paste that you just dried, okay? But this is with just a little bit of distressing ink on it. Again, guys, I'm probably going to show this process again with something for Christmas time, and I'll have my other stuff together that I should have already. I just, I'd rather use the one I already have, but I don't know where it is. I'll just grab a little bit from here. And you don't have to do black. Just around the edge. I don't know. That's not exactly the look I want, but what we're going to do is take a paper towel and kind of smudge it. It's probably what I could have just done, but I'm just going to take a little paper towel and kind of smudge it across, just to kind of make it look grungy. Whatever you want to do to grunge it up, grunge it up. Okay? And then if you wanted a little more, so we're trying to make this look old, right? That's the idea behind it. Just play with it. Play with it. It's just paper. You can do it again if you don't like how it turns out. Just try it again. Right? Okay. Let's try that again. Oops. Got too many dryers going on over here. Now, this is the air dryer just to dry the chalk, but we are getting ready to do a technique where we need heat. So you're going to need either a blow dryer that is an actual blow dryer that has heat that will come out of it, or you're going to need a heat tool. I actually have a heat tool right here in the craft room. So that is perfect. That is what I'm going to be using. I want a little more grunge. I feel like there's too much white on the, what was that? I feel like there's too much white on the words. So we're going to grunge it a little bit more. Yeah, I promise you it's all going to make sense when we're finished. I promise. Tell me in comments whether or not you have ever chalked on paper before. You know, I've shown it on watercolor paper before. I've shown it on our chalk suede before. I've probably shown it on regular paper, but I can't recall a particular time. So I'm just drying everything I just put on there. That's all right now. Okay. So we're just trying to make it look a little rough. You can even put cinnamon on here, guys, if you wanted. I do have a little bit of cinnamon. Let me see if I, okay. Here again, let me see if I can find it right quick. If I can find it, we will use it. I know I have cinnamon that lives up here just for the craft room, but when I organized, I can't remember where I put it. I thought I had everything I needed, you guys. I thought I did. Oh, shoot. Where is that cinnamon? Oh, poo. All right, well, I do have cinnamon somewhere around here. I just can't find it right off. You can put cinnamon on here, too, on this next step. What we're going to do now is we are just going to tear around the edges of this paper, okay? Just tear it. I'm going to try to keep the bottle intact and not take any away from it, so I'm kind of holding it to protect it when I tear it. Because, you know, I'm not doing this like with the scissor cut because I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to look like an old thing. So I could have definitely gotten more than one on that piece of paper. I just did it this way. I could have done a tag on it. I might even save that piece and do a tag on it. Because I am a crafter after all, and we save everything. Nothing's wasted. So all I'm doing is tearing it, trying to protect the bottle, and just have a little torn edge around the outside of it. Just to have a little rough edge. You see what I'm doing right now? I'm making it look like it's old. Beat up. So just tore it. See how I tore it? Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing over here. To this. This would be really cool on a scrapbook paper that had like a neat, maybe like a kind of grungy looking background, or maybe a Halloween pattern, colors or something. I think that would be cool too. Almost to the fun part, y'all. Ready? Is this fun yet? Okay, just tore that up a little. Right? Hello, Tabitha. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a great day. Okay, so here's the next part that's fun. Okay, we've already done that. Now, you need some parchment paper. Okay, whoops. You can get this anywhere. Pretty sure I got this at the Dollar Tree. Pretty sure. I don't need that much though. Hang on. Hang on. I don't need that much. I don't need that much. You know I use this all the time for my ink projects. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Good thing to have in the craft room, some parchment paper. You never know what you're going to need it for. But I think you're going to like this one. Okay. That's probably enough. Let's just do that. Oh goodness, did I get it in there? Oh, don't you hate when the razor part it bends? You can always cut it if not. Okay, so here we go. Now, I am going to place both of these on here like this. Let's see, I think I can get them like this. I'll put them like this. Because I need to be able to fold over my paper. So that's the biggest thing, is I got to be able to fold my paper over. So let's do them like this. We'll do them like this. Okay, so place it on your parchment paper. Now, do you remember? Do you remember the wax that we created? In case you're just jumping on, you may want to go back and watch the beginning from the replay. But I use this little mini kitchen gadget that I have, and cheese grater, basically, or grater. I guess it's not cheese grater. It's just a grater. And I took a candle that I had around the house, either white or, white or a cream or, something that's going to be clear. You don't want it colored. You don't want it colored for this particular one. You may want to try it sometime, and I may try it sometime. Either that or just take whatever candle you have around the house. I will tell you, beeswax is not the good choice. You want the cheap candles, okay? You can take a pair of scissors and just shave off some of the candle into a little container of some sort, because we're going to use this. We are creating a wax paper design, okay? So I've already made all these grunged them all up. Now what I'm going to do is take my wax that I just prepared, and I'm going to put it on top of my paper. And again, if I knew where that cinnamon was, I want to think, where is it? So we are basically reinforcing this paper. I'm mainly focusing on the edges, okay? But we are going to be covering it with wax, okay? You guys, where is that cinnamon? Oh my goodness. It makes perfect sense that it would be right behind me, but I cannot find it. Okay, so now I have my wax on here, and now what I'm going to do is fold my parchment paper over on top of what I've done. Now guys, I have not done this myself. Thank you for sprinkling it out, Miss Tabitha. I have not done this myself. I've only seen it done, so fingers crossed we have success our first try. Okay, so all I did was fold the parchment paper over on top of the wax and our paper that we already did. Now, this is where you want to take either your handy dandy blow dryer, which you guys know I have my cute little craft one, or a heat tool. I happen to have a heat tool also, so I'm going to use the heat tool. And then all we're going to do is put it directly over top the parchment paper and our project. You know what? I'm wondering if I should put something under here. Hang on a second, guys. I'm going to put this under here because I don't want to do anything to make my... hold on. Hold on. I need one more hand. How many times have we as moms said that? I need one more hand. I need one more hand. I'm going to do this so that it doesn't heat up my mat, because I've done that before and made it kind of, thank you so much, Miss Tabitha. And make it kind of buckle. So all I'm doing is applying the heat. If you have a blow dryer, you're going to do the same thing, okay? but you're just applying heat to what we just worked on. So basically, the parchment paper acts as a protectant between the blow dryer and our project. And I can see it's already happening, but I'm applying the heat directly to what we've done because I'm trying to melt those little wax flakes that we created from our candle onto my paper. Guys, give me a thumbs up or hit that heart button if you think that this is a cool idea. Ooh, I can see it happening. Can you see it? If you have a blow dryer works fine too. But you just want to make sure you're getting it on, hot enough that it will melt your wax. And I can see, can you guys see what's happening? You can see it through here, that it's melting it. I love this. This is my kind of science experiments. I do like science, but this is my kind of science experiment. Can you guys see? I didn't have to buy anything, guys. I had all this stuff here on hand. Now you can use any kind of transfer for this. You can really do this on with any of our transfers if you want to make paper that's like this. If you like that primitive look, or you want something to look like it's vintage or really old, this is the way you do it. I'm just doing it with an example with a Halloween one because I think it's cool. So again, if you're just hopping on, we are creating our own wax version of a label or a bottle from our apothecary. Now in the cart link I included the transfer, the cutouts. Don't do this with the cutouts. Don't do this with the cutouts. This is just doing the transfer on paper. But I did include the cutouts in case you're interested. I included surface wax because you're going to need that whether you're working with paper or if you're doing the cutouts. I included a paste palette pack that has a lot of the fun. All right, guys, let's see. That's got to be enough, don't you think? A lot of the fun. All right, can you see? I've got melted. I probably did it longer than I needed to. Melted wax on there right now, so I'm just going to let it sit here and dry a little bit and cool off, and then I'll pick it up and show you guys. But basically, all I did was take regular copy paper, a piece of a book paper, waxed it first with my surface wax, okay, to protect the transfer and to make it so the paper wouldn't tear. I used chalk paste and a transfer to chalk on a design onto the paper, dried it, then we distressed it a little bit. We took some distress ink and distressed it a little bit. I did take a little bit of chalk paste and I painted on there and distressed it. If I could have found my cinnamon, I would have thrown that on there. When I sprinkled I took a candle and I shredded little pieces of wax, sprinkled that on there. That's when I would have put the cinnamon on it if I was going to be doing cinnamon. Then they smell great too, if you like that cinnamon smell. So basically, then we took the parchment paper and a heat tool, but you can also use a blow dryer. Oh, it's still trying to tear, y'all. Let me see if I can get this off of here without tearing it. I might have heated it a little too long, but let's see. And then we just warmed the wax back up so that it would go onto the paper. And guys, I have an idea with you guys saw, oh, I don't think I showed you yet. I did get my box of new holiday transfers, and I have the cutest little Christmas postcard in there. Looks like a vintage postcard. All right, now I have hunks of some wax on the side, so I'm just take it off. But look, now it looks super old and it's like wax, so it's a little more reinforced. And I can take this and put it on a bottle now, or I can also try to just hang it up, punch a hole in it and hang it up. That's what I was kind of thinking. It might be fun to do almost like a little garland with these, because I still have, remember guys, I still have all these other ones, and I have this cool sign. Anyway, this is my idea. So this is step one. Now I'm going to move on. I don't know if I'll show the rest of the steps on here live, or if I'm just going to do a video of them, but I am going to work on the remaining steps to create a cool project. But what do you think, guys? Isn't that cool? That is so cool. Now I could very easily punch a hole in each one of these and have them hanging from like a little sign that says the apothecary, and do that for all the other ones too. Isn't that cool? I don't know whether you can reuse this or not. I'm not sure if I want to do that or not, because the only reason I'm saying that is then this wax is going to heat up and it might get on the back. I don't know. It might be okay to reuse your parchment paper. You know, I reuse it for my ink projects, but that is my idea for tonight, you guys. I hope you like this. I hope this was something new that I taught you and that maybe you're willing to try. Let me know in comments if you do. I would love to know if you try this. But it'll work with anything. Any of our transfers you can do this kind of technique with, okay? All right, guys, thanks so much for letting me join you. Thanks for letting me share this idea with you. All right, guys, bye.